Recording in progress. All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. We have a very, very special guest with us today. So I had the great pleasure at the 121 event, Century 21's global event, to be one of the speakers, and one of the other speakers was gentleman Eric Hatch, and we got a chance to catch up at one of the after hours events, and so I reached out to him this week, and we lucked out in the fact that he did actually have a little bit of time, despite the fact he's got a lot going on in his life, which we'll talk about. And he agreed to come on here and shed some light on some things. But the main reason that I wanted him, he was my first call for this week, is we're entering into this fourth quarter. I think there's a lot of great opportunities this fourth quarter. And I figured who better to talk to about what's going on than this guy who's the number 3 real estate agent in the state of California for Century 21. And we don't have to go into specific numbers, but just know that's pretty good. Okay, so that's pretty decent in terms of production. And obviously, we're a Century 21 company. We're based in California as well. So anything that he's doing, you could certainly apply, okay? Because he doesn't have any other special tools that we don't necessarily have either. So I'm very ecstatic about that. So everyone, join me, give this man a round of applause for taking the time out of his day and spending some time with us. So Eric, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for being here with us. I appreciate that, buddy. All
Welcome.
right, good stuff. So I'm gonna throughout this time, I'm gonna post Eric's information in the chat box so everyone has a chance to catch that. So that way, if you have referrals in his area, you can do that. So Eric, do me a favor, kind of give everyone just a little bit of a Reader's Digest or Cliff Notes version of just kind of who you are, how you got started in real estate.
I appreciate it. Been doing it for 30 years. Same office with Century 21. And I had this, we started in the restaurant business, my wife and I. Wanted to get into that, which was kind of fun and crazy at the same time. So we had a nice little restaurant, and I had a friend that came in. Well, I didn't know her yet, but she came in, sat at the table, and we chatted for a few minutes. She was in real estate, and she goes, and then we grew our friendship, and she says, you just need to get into real estate. I said, no, I'm fine doing what I'm doing. I'm good with what I'm doing. And then after about a year after, every time I saw her, she goes, you would be so good at real estate. And I finally said, okay, let's go. Because I really felt, and this is kind of funny, I felt that real estate might not be challenging enough for me. And then, boy, did I learn a lot really quick, because it was in 1995, and the average time to sell a house was 6 months. You literally could put a house on the market in about 5.5 to 6 months, you'd get an offer on your home. And it was crazy. We had so much inventory. It was beyond let's put it this way, our community had 177 homes at that time for sale at that time. And today we have about 17 or 18 is really what we have. So you can just imagine how many signs and what that is. So I got into it in a slower type market, but that's really in a Reader Digest. That was it, and had been enjoyed it ever since.
Wow. Okay. So I find that funny because when you said you didn't think it'd be challenging enough, I used to teach classes for people that were getting their real estate license. And I feel like that's a common thing of people entering real estate is, no, it's not going to be that challenging. I already got 5 or 6 people that are going to buy or sell instantly and all those things. So what was your first 6 months like? You didn't think it would be that challenging. What were the first 6 months like in real estate?
I think I could have to go back and look, but I think it was somewhere between a 7 to 10 sales, and I kind of like doubled the next year. Then I kind of plateaued around 20, 25 until I figured that out. But when I first got the first sale, I went, okay, that was tough. That was really hard, but then you just kind of duplicate it. Then as you guys know, you're very rich in real estate, then you're very poor in real estate, and your business kind of rolls like this. And so then I've had to really learn, so, okay, how do I still need to pay attention to my transaction because I got one, then I would two. Then when you got 3 transactions going on, then you'd really freak out thinking, wow, this is crazy to do 3 at a time. But once your subconscious mind and you learn that and learn how to do it and what the tools you need to do that, then it becomes easier. So then I went, okay, I got to plateau out of this 20. I got to go talk to more agents. How do I go do it? Then I got to 50, then you get to 70, and then you can, so now I'm plateauing around 80. So now I got to go talk to some more people and say, how do I get? Because you hear these people all the time, they get 100 and 120 transactions. Like, wow, that's crazy. And COVID in 2000 or 2020, I did do, I think 107, I think is what it was, which that was quite crazy. Everybody moving out of the Bay Area up this direction. But yeah, it's a good you just had to just learn as you kind of went. But it comes down to the tools that you need to have to be able to make that happen and the people around you.
So, okay, so you got in and you did 7 to 10 deals your first year, right? Now that's more than what most people do. So what were you doing right from the get-go that got you to 7 to 10?
Yeah, I was talking to I was a young, I was 24 years old, did not own a house. I think my second or third purchase was my own residence, and it was a bank repo because it was flooded with bank repos back then. And so I just did it, and I just really pound all my friends at that 20, 25-year old they were all renting. And so I just said, you know what? It's time for me to go out. And I just started inviting people to my house, started talking to people. This is before the internet. This is before social media. This is like floor time, and literally at floor time was where I did most of it a little bit too, as I would sit there and I would tell the floor time agent, I'd say, oh, I can't believe it's already 5 o'clock. And she was on floor and she would go, it was Ann Conley. And she goes, oh, is it already five? Okay, I got to go. And I would sit there for 2 more hours and collect lead after lead after lead. That's different in today's world, but that's how it
Right.
was back then because they had to come to your office to be able to find you.
Yeah. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, so then let's shift. You went from 7 to 10. So then how'd you get going from say 15 to 20?
Finding a part-time assistant,
Finding up so,
that
so
was my
you got
next
a
thing.
part-time assistant at what, 15 deals or so?
15 or 20. Yeah. I
Okay.
felt that as soon as you get to 20, I just felt that I needed that. And this is before TCs really were the thing. And so we didn't have a TC. We had an office admin, but they didn't help you with anything. You had to do everything. Now, keep in mind, there was half the paperwork that there is today. I'm in California, so there's a lot of
Yeah.
paperwork. So it was not, but you just couldn't. You got to a point, though. I really think, Robert, is that you couldn't get past a certain number, in my professional opinion, without having the internet coming in play when that started happening. I literally have my first CRM system, which was a 3x5 cards that I had January through December, and I would put their name in there in a card, and I'd pull it out, call them, and I would move them. Well, you want me to call you in January? I moved them to January. That is how crazy the system used to be before we had anything like we have now.
You know what's funny though? I think sometimes we should probably still do those things.
Yes.
Because I find a lot of times with agents, hey, what happened to this lead? And it's like, I put it in the CRM somewhere. They're in there somewhere. So I get that. Okay, so then now you're doing 15 to 20. So then what was the next progress from say 30 to 50?
It jumped me to 50. It did jump me to 30 to 50 is really getting that. Then I hired my part-time assistant to a full-time assistant. And then you can do that. I was literally, my assistant's working from home today. And I was on the phone with her a few minutes ago and I said, hey, listen to this. And I just dropped a listing, some disclosures and a new offer on the table. And I just said, hey, listen to this. Boom. Because that now, just because she's not here, but she hit her desk. And so basically I can't do anything without my TC and my assistant. Absolutely nothing because they're just amazing and they make it happen.
So what do they do? I mean, what are you delegating to them?
Mhm. So like right before, like literally 5 minutes before we got on this call, we were going over an offer that called and said, hey, I want to write an offer. So she goes over the offer. She'll put it all in. She'll drop it all into our offer software system, get it all in, put in a draft for me, get ready. Because she puts in a draft because I go over my offers and my disclosures. Everything is done by video. So I actually record it and I actually put it there. And so I'm going over this document with them. So she gets it all ready for me. So all I have to do is sit up right here, jump on, and then I record my screen and go over my offer with the people that are wanting to write the offer. So she kind of writes them and we go over the little terms of what we need to put in the terms from my conversation. And then I go live and record it. And then that way, when I'm recording it, I'm actually screening it again and going over it and going, oh, we need to make a change here. Oh, that's right. Let me change this as I'm recording it. So the document you're going to get on DocuSign will be the correct one, but here's a PDF copy and here's a video. It saves so much time. I can do that in about a 6-minute video versus getting on the phone with them going, all right, are you on page 2 yet? Are you on page 3 yet? Oh, you go scroll down the bottom and it just, so you can just do it. They don't, and then about 10 minutes later, I get the DocuSign signed over and they sign it because they've already gone over it. And they tell me that, thank you so much for doing that because that saved me a lot of time and explaining what I was signing.
Okay, so I've never heard anyone say that before. So let me back up here to kind of recap that. So when you're going over an offer, you meet the client on Zoom per se, and then right?
Yeah, you can because my buyers now are most of my buyers I'm meeting on Zoom because they're not here yet, and so I that's another whole topic there of how to get the buyer to be yours. But like this buyer, I've never met this buyer before. Never met him before. They walked into a house on an open house. They want to see it, signed a buyer representation agreement, and I'm basically recording the offer or I use BombBomb is the tool I
Okay,
use, and I go
sure.
on BombBomb and I record my screen and I just share my screen with them and I record it and I just send them the video to them. So now they can watch the video of me going over and explaining the offer paragraph by paragraph.
Okay, so they're not there with you.
And
You're
I'm recording.
recording it and then sending them the video so they understand it and they can go back and rewind, stop, all those things to understand what you just did. And
Yes.
then you send them the DocuSign and then they sign it.
Yep.
Wow. That's really interesting. No, I wanted to backtrack on that because I had never heard anyone actually do that. That's pretty cool.
And if you guys, I don't know what your market's doing, but if you guys reverse that role right there, and if you are doing multiple offers are in your market, and I sit there and I send Robert on your listing, and I send you, I'm writing an offer on your listing because I will do this. I will take this offer now and I will record it again. Now it's very brief because obviously I don't need to explain arbitration, all this stuff to the agent. But I just go over and I go on page 1. I say this, hey, Robert, thank you so much for entertaining our offer on 121 Banana Street. Here's our offer. And I just want to share this is who they are. They're moving from this state, wherever they're moving from. Here's the price. Here we sign arbitration, mediation. Here's the pre-approval. I show them the pre-approval letter. I show them the cash if I need to do that as far as that. And then I say, thank you very much. And I get so many agents. So if you're competing against another agent and I send that and the other agent just sends over and just sends an email, goes, hey, Robert, here's an email. Here's their names. And, it's $500,000 purchase price. Thanks so much. Look forward to hearing from you. It goes a long ways. It goes a long ways.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really neat. Oh, I love that. So you said something just a couple minutes ago. You said we were going over that. You said, well, getting the buyer, that's a whole different thing. So what do you mean by that? What were you alluding to there?
Well, so now with all the new change of the NAR settlement and stuff, I've never really changed anything. I never really got a buyer to sign any paperwork with me because I figured that if they don't want to work with me, I don't want to work with them. It's like, am I going to force them to? But so now that, and actually by California standards in January 1, it's going to be law that we actually sign it, not just a suggestion. But it's I now and I but I've done it so many times before even the settlement, even before even the lawsuit even came in, I would go, Robert, thank you so much for calling on this house in this town. When do you think you might be coming up? And they might say, well, we're thinking about coming up next week or tomorrow, or we haven't really decided. If they say that, if I book an appointment with them, I'm golden, I'm going there, but I want to win their business now. And so I say, tell you what we're going to do. I know you're undecided when you're going to come. Do you have time tomorrow to jump on a quick Zoom call? We can all get on together. And I basically share the map of the Google map of where we're at. And you just use the map. Oh, here's one lady said, I want to be within 5 minutes from Target. So when we got on the next day, I circled, this is where Target is. And then you kind of showed her where all the houses and where she wanted to be. And so it goes so, and I mean, I'm on a Zoom call for a good 30 to 45 minutes. And I will tell you, it's 100% golden. Only one time they didn't, and that's because they didn't buy in this area. But 100% everybody who I have that call, they are dialed into me, and they're going to buy a house from me. So it's been great. They're not going to call
Right.
anybody else because why would they when I spent that much time and you built that relationship before you even met them.
Got it. Got it. Got it. I love that. So where does your business come from? How do you generate your leads?
I would say that I'm about 50% past and for past clients, which I don't like to call them past clients, but just book a business. And I've
Yep.
got another big group that are just Google leads. I've been doing a long time. The biggest thing you guys need to do is just get so many reviews. My daughter just started real estate in Salt Lake, and she's got I think 5 reviews in the first week and a half because I'm saying we got to get those. She hasn't sold the house yet, but they're character reviews. They could be any review that you want from any family or friend. You just get the reviews, and then she goes, Dad, she called me the other day. She goes, Dad, this is really cool. I've had 62 people look at my profile because so that's what you want to do is get that. So the rest of them are going to be coming from some different lead sources. When you got the home lights and the referral exchanges and those type of people for my listing leads, but a lot of them are coming from Google. They're finding me on Google, finding me on Yelp, and then giving me a call and saying, I need to sell my dad's house, my mom's house, or I'm moving to the area. You've got great reviews. Can you help me?
Wow. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So what do you do? How do you stay in contact with your past client centers of influence?
Okay, so when I looked this morning, I had 47 tasks to do this morning on my CRM system, and I have I think it was like 1,200 future tasks. So you never leave your CRM system without having a task for that person, and then you call them, and that's going to be your listings, that's going to be your buyers, your sellers, clients that actually have left the area. I've had several clients that have moved back to the area, and I even call them. Hey, how are you doing? I know that we sold a house, a year and a half ago, but just want to check in. Wow, that's so nice of you to call me, Eric. That's just so sweet of you. And how are things going? Because you build such a close friendship with these individuals for a short period of time, and then you want to make that you continue that relationship because they might have family and friends. I've had so many people move out of the area. I don't know if you want to grab that person, but and mute them. But I've had so many people move out of the area, but then I get a call from their friends and they say, hey, you sold a house, my friend's house 2 years ago, and they recommended me this week. They recommended me to you, and now I'm selling their house. And it was a client that we left 2 years ago. So that's quite fun. So inside that CRM system there, Robert, is that you've got your group of your current people that live here that you want to invite to your customer appreciation parties. And then you have the group of people that moved out of the state or out of the area that you have a different mailing list and you actually send different things to them. A lot of it is through video and it's instant. I've got everything instant from my happy 1 year anniversary videos already pre-recorded. My happy birthday videos already pre-recorded. So they just land and I just put them in and set them up in their CRM system. So they get this video on their birthday, they get this gift, they get all this stuff happens to them on their anniversary date that I go, oh, that's right, that's their anniversary date. The only reason why I know that is they call me and they go, Eric, that was so sweet. Thank you so very much for the gift. And I go, oh, that's great. I'm glad. Happy anniversary. Because you just got to let the system do it because your head, I can't. I've got 12,300 and something people in my database right now, and I don't know where they're all at unless I look at my database and look at my tasks for the day.
Got it. Got it. So everybody, when they get into your database, you're doing a video recording saying happy birthday, another video, happy anniversary. So, and then those get set up to where they automatically go out on those days.
Mhm.
And then they get a gift. They get a gift for their birthday and for their anniversary date.
They do, and we have quarterly information and quarterly gifts that we do. We send out a box that's a stamped box. Let me grab it. Be right back.
All right.
This is like it's a gift box that just has my little name, little California. And so this little box right here, it gets mailed out. We try to find some things like a company that might, or my clients might have like homemade applesauce, or my wife makes homemade applesauce from the trees of my client that donate us the apples. So I try to make it more personal and we make the little note and stuff on here. Now she's doing homemade caramel corn. They're season based. And then we just pick out a group of 50 to 100 of them, and then we just ship them out to those individual people. And that kind of rotates through along with their anniversary gifts.
And you said so you do that to 50 to 100 people
Mhm.
every quarter.
Every quarter that we rotate through. If they so how I do that is that like we have the 18th, we have a customer appreciation party here. I had a vendor party at my house last night for my vendors, a barbecue. So if they come to this barbecue and I see them, I meet them, they'll probably get skipped on the box that month because I just met them. So to save money, I don't feel like I need to send something else when I just ate with them the other night. So then they might get pick up in January on the next one.
Got it. What is there a specific because 12,000 people? Like that there has to be a certain criteria for them to qualify for the client appreciations, the gifts, things like that. What is
Yes.
that criteria?
Yeah, the criteria is it's really my current clients that I've just recently sold houses to and the ones that I've sold out 12, 15 years ago. I'm just listing one right now that I sold 4 years ago and one that I'm sold 20 years ago, and we're putting their house on the market. So it's all, I'm going to call them former clients, past clients, but they're really your current clients, but you know what I mean? It's your past clients that you've sold houses to here locally, or the ones who are getting that quarterly gift. When it comes to the customer appreciation barbecues and the top golf events and those type of things, I blast it out to everyone. And then whoever shows up, shows up.
And you said Top Golf because I remember when at the 121 I wrote down for you was Top Golf and movie theaters.
We do a movie theater. Yeah, we do a movie. We don't rent out the whole entire thing. I just get the RSVPs. I do it on a Tuesday night because it's cheaper. And I buy the big, huge popcorn, and I just sit there with the little bags, and I just, free popcorn. I just fill up and let me know if you need more. And I get free refills on the big ones. And we probably have 30 to 40. And don't feel afraid that you are going to get a ton of people. The Top Golf one's easy because you could say, look, I can only put 6 people, 8 people in a bay. So I got the first 16 people, call me. Crumble cookie, we do that for Valentine's Day, and that's we usually get 30 or 40. We get 40 or 50 pies because sometimes they rotate. They're with their family in a different state and they rotate for Thanksgiving. So don't feel that you are going to spend a tremendous amount, because I think those pies were $236 is what it cost at Costco. And then I think I just sat down with somebody about December 3rd. We listed their house. We sold their house. I delivered another pie, and he goes, I might have a rental I want to sell. And so it just escalates.
So clearly your database just that is your gold mine, and you're just in it. I mean there's events, there's gifts, there's charities, there's all kinds of things. You're just involved with them, videos going out, and that's where a lot of the referrals come from.
That's it. 100%.
I love it. I love it. That is really great stuff. And then the Google, you said the Google leads, are those Google ads? Like, are you running Google ads, or it's just people finding you on Google?
Just people finding me. You can run ads if you want, but they're just people finding me generically, organically. It's really critical on your reviews though. And I actually send my clients the link for my Google review, Yelp review, Zillow review if you want. You can put all of them, but you need to make sure they're actually putting a couple things in there. Number one, your name needs to go in there. Number two, the city needs to go in there. And number three is like, how did you help them? So then when I respond back to them, I say, Robert, thank you so much for allowing me to sell your house in Auburn, California. See how Google just picked that up twice? They picked up, search optimization of him, Robert, saying, thanks, Eric, for selling my house in Auburn. And then I come back and I repeat it back to them at the same time as a thank you inside that same platform. So then now Google picks that up. And so I do a lot of probate stuff. It was all organic, and people just would put, thanks for helping sell my father's home. I lost my father. And people are seeing that and they're going, oh, I might call him now because he's done it as well. So it's crazy how that just kind of snowballs. Like I took a picture the other day of one of my clients. I've sold 2 houses in the last year and a half for him. He's a doctor and he was in his scrubs. And then it goes, no, I'm not ready. I go, we're taking a picture. No, I'm in my scrubs. No, I want this in your scrubs, because now I'm going to put a whole promotion and a whole social media
Yeah.
post on my first responders, discounts that I give that now, so it's perfect. So then they see if in that picture, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, I'm going to call Eric because he helped another one of my coworkers.
You know what's crazy? I'm taking notes as you're talking here, is everything you do is very strategic. And what I mean by that is, getting reviews is we're just happy to get a review. Yeah, leave me a review. But you're no, we got to be very strategic. I need your name. You got to put the name. You got to put the city. You got to put how I helped you. With the gift boxes and everything. It's very. I already saw you, so now you're not going to get this one. This is going to go to this group. Everything is just very, very strategic. It's not just, oh, we're doing this. It's
Mhm.
Angel put methodical. I love it. This is fantastic. So I want to go back to this though. You got you got all this business. You're going to do 80 plus deals this year. You've got, as we talked earlier, you got 5 kids, 9 grandkids, married. How do you find the time to do all this stuff?
our motto in our family is that we work hard and play hard. You'd be surprised. I probably go on vacation. I was adding up the other day. It was definitely like 6 weeks. It was a lot, and they could be quick 4 day weekends. I'm leaving again tomorrow morning just for 4 days. So we just, I mean, this would, but I don't ever really stop. I know this is crazy. You guys need to balance it the way you guys balance it. I've got two family members that are in law enforcement, and when they go on vacation with me, they check out. And then there's Eric on his phone. So there are times when I got my iPhone or I watch them all. This is sweet. I could actually talk in the ocean. Hey, I'll be right out. So it's good. So I don't really stop. I know that's bad. I know there's limits. I know that definitely there's family dinner, there's family time, but my kids and my wife understand that we're at Disneyland, and I know there's four places that you can be without the Disneyland music. If you strategically take your calls at these certain places, they don't have speakers there. So you get to know these places, and so you get to kind of like you just conduct business. I just conduct business all the time. I can leave a lot for my assistant to do, which is fantastic, but I'll always take a call. It's speed to the lead. You better answer that phone all the time. The only time I don't answer my phone is if I'm in a meeting or if I'm at somewhere. But I will, if I'm walking, literally walking around a listing, and I'm walking, they're showing me their listing, and I get a text. I'm texting kind of behind their back, not showing that they don't see I'm texting, but I'm texting, said I'll call you right back. Hey, I'll call you as soon as I get done with this meeting. I've got them already preset in my cell phone, just because I want them to know that I'm going to call. And I get more agents who will respond saying, Eric, I can't believe you answer your phone all the time. It's amazing. Thank you for being different. Sellers go, I can just reach out to you. My expired listing people go, this is incredible. I talked to one again about an hour ago. He goes, Eric, this is great. You're calling me every single week. I mean, I didn't have that for 6 months when my house wasn't, when I couldn't sell it before. I said, that's why I'm different, because it's communication is super critical.
And you don't have a big team.
What I have is I got my full-time assistant. I have my wife, as we discussed, that she comes in a couple days a week and she handles some property management stuff because we have our own personal rental portfolio that we do. And then she handles creating the stuff for the boxes, and she sends out all the reviews. She'll do 1, 2, 3. She sends them out. Like if they don't give me a review, they don't. They give me another review. Like yesterday, we closed a house. And I said, hey, thank you so much. I'm going to send you the review link. He goes, I forgot to do that when you sold my mom's house. I says, well, and he goes, well, now you can just do a longer review and mention to both of them. So I've got her. I do have a social media gal that does all my social media stuff. That we come in, we film. Like yesterday, we went for 3 hours. We film a bunch of stuff, and then she just takes them and puts them on clips and puts them on TikTok and Instagram and does all that. So she does that. I don't like to really outsource too much. And I do have an ISA, got two of them. I have an ISA that comes into the office, was a former assistant, just, mom, just wanted work about 10 hours a week. She comes in, she takes the 47 tasks, she moves the ones that I'm not going to mention to or talk to. Then she leaves the one that I need that are scheduled for me to chat with. So some of the buyers that are just coming in there, we haven't met yet. She kind of just does some emails and some things. I do have videos for all of that. It's already preset. I've got some videos for congratulations, thanks, Robert, congratulations on the acceptance of your offer. Here's what's next. And it's a next video. So I do have those as well. So, but, and then I've got some guy that I hired that he's doing season ISA or an outside sales, but he's just doing some cold calling for me. Seems like it's actually working pretty good. He's actually in high school, which is actually kind of funny because he sounds so like adult. He's all talking. I got this. I'm just generated this business for LA. I generated this business for this other agent in California. And I go, oh, so and he wants to get his license. Go, so when are you getting your license? Well, I got a couple more years because I'm still in high school. I'm all, this kid's got it going on. And I'm paying him. He's giving me, and he's making notes, and he's giving me lead after lead. I'm going, this guy he's going to be a good agent.
Hold
Yeah.
on, where does he live?
Yeah. I don't know actually where he lives. I think he lives back east somewhere. So yeah,
I was about to
I'm
be
very
like
impressed.
I was about to be a college football recruiter and going into
Yes.
the high school and hey man, you want your license? Yeah, no problem. I got a company for you. I love it. That's great. Uh, and that's why I asked the question because you don't have buyer's agents, you don't have all these people, and yet, you know, the message for everybody out there is you could do it. You could have kids, you can have grandkids, you can have all this stuff and still be incredibly productive. But it really sounds like you do a great job of delegating things that are not instant money making activities. You're going to go on the appointments, you're going to do the showings, and your assistant. I mean, because even when I sent you an email the other day with some information, Teresa was the one who got back to me. And she's just like, hey, no, no, Robert, I got it. So she sees your emails.
She does.
Yeah, I mean, it's very again, going back to it's very structured, it's very systemized, it's very strategic. I love it. This is great. So before I open it up to Q&A, I had a couple of questions here. So what would you say if a client was interviewing two agents and they came to you and they said, Eric, I'm interviewing one other agent. What are the 3 to 4 things that make you different so I don't go interview the other agent? What is your answer? What are those 3 to 4 things?
So I'm gonna hold on that. I'm gonna come to that answer, but I'll tell you that I rarely get that question only because I actually get the listing and I get the buyer before we even have that question. So when I send all this video stuff and everything out, prepackaged stuff that goes out to the listing, when I show up to them and I say hi, they're so excited to see me because they're talking about, oh, I saw this video. Oh, are you going to cook in my kitchen too? Are you going to do this? So I never really get that answer, or that question. I just don't. So, but if I do get that question, here's why. They didn't watch my videos. And so if they watch the video, I'm 100%, I've got the listing before I even walk into the door. But if they don't watch my video, it's like, I don't feel like our rapport is really good here. Like this is weird. It feels uncomfortable because they're not opening up as much to that. But I would say the things that would be different is the marketing. I'm not one of those agents that puts a house on the market and prays that it sells, or puts it on the MLS and prays it sells. I'm with an agent that's going to go do more marketing. So I show them the marketing approach that we actually do. So I think that I spend the most marketing in my whole entire area that I personally believe. And from clients telling me that and other agents telling me that. And it's also my communication. So it's the marketing, the communication, and marketing the property where it needs to be. It's about the emotional about why they need to be buying your house, not just say, I have a 3 bedroom and a 4 bath for you today. It's like, no, I want to say, do you know why you want to live in Auburn, California? Do you want to know why you want to live here at this lake? Then that's what I go on, start with that on my videos and my ads versus just more about the house itself.
You're selling.
Selling. Yep, yep. And the buyers, I would say the buyers that I'm always available. I would always say I'm always available. You have a question, you want to text me you're sitting there on Zillow or on realtor.com at 9 p.m. at night and you go, oh, I want to see that, send it to me. I'll probably respond to you. I'll respond at 10, 11 o'clock at night. My client comes, I was texting the client that wants to look at houses about 11:30 last night. So, I'm open. Just call me.
So I want to go back to what you said at the very beginning. So you get a list, you call somebody or you get a lead, they want to list their house. You send them, before you even go on the listing appointment, you send them a video.
Yes, I get a commitment to them that I want them to watch my video. I'll say, look, I'm going to send you a 6-minute marketing video. It basically is just a PDF, Google Sheets, Google Slides is what it is, of just about 15 pages. And it's like interactive. They can click on it and they can see my virtual tours. They can see my aerial photography. They can see everything. And it's kind of all in one package. And I just send it to them. I do a video. Hey, thank you so much, Robert, for giving me a call. I just want to put a face to a name. Eric Hatcher with Century 21. Please take a few moments as promised, as you mentioned, that you would watch the video down below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. That's really all it is. And then there's 3 links there. The video of their marketing video that's there. And also my marketing video, a why choose Eric Hatch video, a bunch of past clients recorded saying, hey, I chose Eric Hatch because of this. And the other one would be like your Google reviews, your Yelp reviews that they can just click on and see that you have all 5-star reviews.
So getting past clients to do a video of this is why I chose Eric Hatch.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Because somebody did ask me that the other day, why should I choose you? And so it was really at Thanksgiving when it happened. And I had all my family there that I've sold all houses to, and they all have different last names. You can't tell. One of them's different nationality. So I just said, guys, we're going to set up some studio right now. We got 4 hours. So she's stirring the mashed potatoes over here. I said, why'd you choose Eric Hatch? And I walked over here, went to the house, and so we recorded this really awesome video. Then I came later, a couple days later, hit some other clients that aren't relatives, put them all in there. And it's been one of my best videos. But make sure you record a video. You sit down with your best favorite raving fan. You just sold their house and you record a video. I've done some of them on Zoom where you just have both of them. They moved out of the area. So now I've got myself and her face, my face. Other ones were sitting here. Other ones were sitting at her dining room table. And we just go, why'd you choose me? Why'd you choose me? And then I just have a camera just kind of recording it, and then we just kind of piece it together. And now those are things that you can do. You need to have one for an expired listing because that one does really good for me. So if I have an expired listing, I send that video so they can see that, hey, I had my house on the market for 6 months. Eric came in, repositioned everything about the same price too, and we had it sold in 3 weeks with 2 offers. And you need to choose Eric Catch. And so you got the listing before you even walk in the door. So those are the videos that you need to strategically create content for each scenario.
So who edits all these videos?
I used to do it. I used to use Fiverr.com too. Fiverr.com. We just found some outsourced person that did it when I did all my videos of interviewing local businesses. And now I got my social media manager, Jessica, that does it for me.
Wild. All right, good stuff. I have some more questions, but I want to be respectful of his time. So, does anyone have any questions from the audience? You can either unmute yourself or put it in the chat box. Well, this one got sent to me instead of the whole group. So, this question got sent on Zoom. Eric is, so if I'm a new agent starting out today, what are the couple things that I should be focused on to build my business?
Okay, thank you. That's an awesome question because that was the one that my daughter asked, and that would be that you need to do. There's an amazing girl. She's like 19 years old, and I'm a raving fan of hers on TikTok. And she goes, as a new 19-year-old real estate agent, this is my life and day. And she is killing it. She already has like several, like I can't even compete against that. But what's so good is that she's doing small things, and now she's showing off a lakefront house that she's about to list. And here she's 19 years old. So what it is about getting your Google reviews and your Yelp reviews. That's number one. Your Google is by far the best. And what I would do is you can eventually get to what's called Google Screened or Google Verified. So if you get Google Screened, Google Verified, you will show up as the top 2 or 3 of the people, and you'll rotate as because they want to know that Google is trying to find, are you really, in business? So if you get Google Screened, Google Verified, they're the same thing, but they call it differently sometimes. So get that. And then what I want you to do is if you're brand new, I want you to sit there and grab one of your signs, one of your company signs, if you don't have yours made yet, and go, I'm going to go put a sign up today. Oh, look at this. Oh, guys, I'm touring some houses today, and I want to show you my favorite fireplaces. Or I want to show you my favorite kitchens. Check out this kitchen. Oh, did you guys see this? Would you guys want one of these pot fillers? Do you guys need, or better yet, you say, hey, just put out posts like this. You put out a post and say, if you were to move today, what is one or the two or the top 1 or 2 things that you would want in your new home? Or if you were going to say, what are 1 or 2 of things that you don't have in your current home that you wished you had in your new home? And you will get flooded by comments, and then somebody will start popping up, and then you DM them and go, hey, thanks so much for that. Just checking. Are you guys thinking about maybe selling soon? Yeah, we kind of been thinking about it, but these are just engagements. So you want people to know. I don't care when you're brand new, you have no business, you have zero business, but you act like you do have business. If you go around taking videos and putting small little, anything that you want to do, showing that you're doing that, going on agent tours, sitting in the office. Hey, just came in the office today. What should I do today? What do you guys think I should do? But the life of day of real estate agent, people eat that up. They just love that one. And that is what I'm noticing my posts and my things are engaging more because they just want to see what I do. It's crazy, when you're signing 3 listings in a day and you're going, it's crazy, but they want to see that kind of stuff, and you just do it. I have one of my students that I helped coach, who was the top new rookie of the year last year in our company, and her social media gal, she gets to her open house, and there's this dead animal that got hit by a car right in their driveway. And so she gets out there, the agent does, and she's moving this dead animal with a stick, and her social media started recording it. And she got back and says, what did you record that for? He goes, you told me to record everything we're doing today. And that post was viral of her sitting there preparing for an open house, moving the dead small squirrel or whatever it was off the driveway. So things like that, people they engage. They want to see what I do. So, and then the bloopers video is great. Do a bloopers video. All sorts of fun things. My little Gen Z girls, they can make me do strange things, and anything that's new on TikTok or new on Instagram, they make me dance on my table and do something and all sorts of crazy things, and it just makes engagement. And I had somebody somebody actually commented it. I don't even know who this guy is, and he said something like this: if you guys think that dancing and doing weird things on TikTok and Instagram doesn't pay off, look at this top producing agent who's doing it. You know, something like that comment. And I went, oh, that was kind of nice. That made me feel like, okay, maybe we're doing something good here. But it's just
Yeah.
having fun and being you. Be you because you can tweak it. It's like Tom Ferry says, it's like, you know, R&D, it's like research and develop, it's rip off and duplicate. You know,
Right.
just go find something from a different agent, take whatever that you want to take from me and go do it and just put your own spin on it is what you want to do.
And
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I, no, I always say, Eric, nobody said this can't be fun.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what you're showing there is just having some fun with it. That's great. So a couple other questions that came in here on the chat. Going back to the newer licensee, let's take the opposite approach. This question was, what mistakes do you often see newer agents make, and how should they avoid them, or how can they avoid them?
I had a brand new agent that got a lead, came running into me and said, I got somebody, I'm so excited. Okay. I said, what are we going to do with this person? What's their name? She tells me her name. And I said, what's their phone number? I forgot. And I said, what's their email? What's their email address? I didn't get that either. so, so I think, okay, that's not really a lead. But what I would say to a mistake that sometimes people do is they don't treat it as a business. You need to treat this as a business. If you're full-time, part-time, I was full-time with a couple jobs I was doing in the evening time when I started, a paper out in the morning, driving limousines in the weekends, something I could do in the nights to be able to support the family. But then it got build up and build up. But I would say that if you need to treat it like a business, if I look out at the parking lot right here and see the cars that are here, they're the top producing agents in this office. And all the cars that aren't in here, they never come in the office, barely come in, and their production is like hugely different. So it's like treat it like a business, get up in the morning, get into the office, and get to work.
I'm just I'm gonna have
I have
our
a
team
question.
clip that segment right there. Just send it out to so many people. Go ahead, Armin.
Eric, thanks for coming on. Hey, you said you have a daughter in Utah that's a new agent, or how long has she been?
Like 3 weeks, 4 weeks of brand new agent.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
So tell me, what does she input in her newly formed business that she's learned from her dad?
Yeah, that was good. She actually called my wife and says, how do I get business?" And she goes, you need to call your dad, not me." So she called me. So what she's doing is I got her set up on the Google verified Google screen. She's getting every review, sending them out. I don't want 20 reviews in the 24-hour period. That you can't. I don't want to skew Google and they go, why did you just get 26 reviews? But you can get, so she's emailing them out to about 3 or 4 family members at a time, getting the review. So she's gaining that steam because you'll see a top producing agent that will be there. They might have 5 reviews, but their Google they're up stacked up on top. So and is doing the videos of doing small segment videos of showing that she's actually out there doing real estate because she actually got one. She did a lot of open houses, so she's doing open houses as well. And so she's showing the video of her taking the sign out, putting the sign out for the open house, bringing the balloons in. She's doing videos like that, showing so people see. And there's 2 comments that she got. One lady that she got that she goes, "Oh, I didn't know you're in real estate. That's great. My husband's looking for this property." And so then she's getting that because you need to expose that you're out there doing that. Because I know that that visibility, if you or Jared James, the visibility trumps ability, that you need to show and tell people that where you're at and what you're doing. And that's by video. A lot of people don't like it, but get on there and do small little segments, do the green screen where you got, showing this house. You're just showing things, like this disgusting thing I saw the other day with, carpet. Anybody like carpet in your bathroom? And there was carpet on the toilet seat or a little, it was like a knitted quote toilet seat cover. And I said, "Hey, anybody want one of these? Because I know a house that you could buy it." And I got so much comments because they're seen and they know that I'm in real estate. But if you're brand new, you got to have that exposure out there.
Perfect. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Eric, this question came in on the chat as well, and you could kind of go from a couple different angles. But it was, how would you suggest marketing a home that might be in a less desirable area? So you could, answer it that way, or just, you said that you send a marketing plan, you do more marketing. I mean, how do you market your houses?
Yeah, so basically they get every Friday, they get a link, and maybe I could send you this link and you could see it, but it's like this full on like it shows every single TikTok, every single Instagram, every single YouTube, every video that we've actually done, anything new that we did that week gets sent to them so they can see that we're doing. And that's really important because in this market, when the houses are sitting on a little bit longer, they need more communication from us. They need us to pick up the phone. They need the links that need to come over. I hope you guys are using Golden Ruler at the Century 21 corporate level, that you're utilizing that. And then so you're showing and having that you're out there marketing. Because if you don't call them and it comes to 3 weeks, what I'm going to call them and talk to them about, it's like, so I do a lot of it in video and I do a lot of it in these email links that I send them a link and it shows them their whole entire house. And it actually, what it does, it calculates all the social media views. And so one I looked at the other day was 38,000 people that viewed their house. Most of them are 6 to 10,000 people, but it's taking all the views and calculating all of them and putting them into this email. So then now they can see where their house is being marketed. So, and I still do just listed, just sold postcards. I do those. I do postcards from, for my sellers. We do a lot of, most of it is just retargeting Facebook ads. So we do some Facebook. Facebook is one of our biggest ones that we do use for targeting those, pushing those listings out. Most of our people are coming from San Francisco, the Bay Area, Oakland, coming up the hill. So we push a lot out that direction as well.
So where where the buyers are coming from. So you market to those areas.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Got it. Okay, last couple of questions here because I know he's busy. I want to be respectful, but one of the others that came through in the chat box, you mentioned client appreciation event that include vendors. So your vendors, is that things like title rep, escrow, lenders, home warranty, people like that?
Yeah, if you guys want to get 5 to 10 transactions a year, use your vendors. How many times do we get a call from a lender saying, Eric, I'd love to take you for a cup of coffee? It happens all the time because they want part of my business. So why don't I go back to the lender and say, hey, just checking in with you. Do you have anybody today that that needs a real estate agent? And if you keep doing that on a regular basis, they are going to start reciprocating that. I know this gets a little bit deep here, but I have vendors who actually are paying for some of my advertisements on a different, there's a bronze, gold, and there's a membership that they can belong to. And some of them are paying up to $250 a month just so I have their name on my trailer, just so they have their name on my brochures. And so I give back to them. We had like 27, I think, people at our house the other night, and I have them introduce themselves. And then now they're actually one guy like, yep, you're my lender, you were my home inspector, and so now I've got clients and people that, because I've actually bought and sold, we just closed 2 more houses for my home inspector that referred me. So if you're not getting business, that means you're not asking for it with the vendors. So you need to actually have inside your CRM system, because they should be divided up into different segments all the way across the board. And today I'm going to market to my vendors. Today I'm going to market to my expires. Today I'm going to market to these people, and they need to be divided. And I spend a lot of time and effort with my vendors, chatting with them. We have monthly invites to estate planning, to solar, to we did another one that was a 1031 tax exchange that we're inviting them to, because you were asking me, Robert, about how I divide that up, but there are different tiers of different things that we do. So I got my VIP elite clients that get a little bit more, and they get special events because they're actually referring more than one customer to me per year.
Right.
But yeah, you take care of your vendors, and you need to go over a list, get every single vendor, and you put them, you just email them and talk to them and send videos to them and say, I need business. So if you have your lender, they have like 20 different agents they're going to use. But if you keep asking, they're going to throw you something because they feel like they keep asking, I keep asking, let's work together, let's reciprocate. And I know that was a whole deep dive right there, but it was fun.
No,
Oh,
that was actually, but that's great because that's not something probably a lot of people do. But you said something there. You said if you're not getting the business from your vendors, it's because you're not asking. You could probably implement that line in every aspect of their business. You're not getting business from your database because you're not asking. You're not getting business from social media because you're not asking. Like that line right there could probably be implemented in everyone's business. This is why you're not getting what you want. You're not asking for it.
completely true.
That's great. I love it. Hey, so we're right up on time, but I have one more question that I just wanted to wrap up with you. What are you most proud of about your real estate career so far?
I would say my wife. I would say I give everything to her. I mean, she is the rock of our family. She is the power. She is the the mediator, just that. But I would say her family, my family support that supports me. We have our extended family here. We have, I don't know, 58 people in our extended family that are all here locally. So we get together once every other month for family dinner. But it's family. I'd say family, faith, God, all of that. But that's something that I'm most proud of, just how my kids, how they turned out, how they're, how we raised them, how much love that we were able to provide them. Because this people go, I'm going to get into real estate so I can have freedom. Well, wait, freedom, that means you're working 7 days a week. But I do take Sundays off. Sundays are my day with my family. I do occasionally write an offer, take a call, but it's just family, and the unity and balance is what I'm really happy that I'm really good at it, that I can actually maintain that high energy and that high speed.
I love it. I love it. I love it. This has been absolutely phenomenal. So look, I'm 4 minutes over, so I apologize. I'm expressive. I'll take responsibility for that one. But everybody, do me a favor. Unmute yourselves. Give this man the honor and the what he deserves of a round of applause. This was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, Eric.
Fantastic.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Eric, I put your information in the chat box. So if anyone has referrals, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You have referrals, you send it up to Eric Hatch, Auburn, Grass Valley area. I don't know if you or anyone wants to put any of your social media links or anything like that on there. Or do you have the link to your Google reviews? If maybe you or your wife or someone could put the link to your Google reviews in the chat box, and we can maybe even add a few more in there as well. But this was, I was taking a bunch of notes, man. This is this is exactly what I wanted. It was a different perspective, some different ideas than what you get from a lot of normal people. And that's probably why you're not a normal real estate agent. This was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I know my assistant's on here. I'm see if she can get that link and put that on there for us as well. But no, it's guys, I do trainings on Fridays. I help people. So whatever that you guys want, I actually have a link that I could send you, Robert, if you want to look at it. It's my Google Drive. It's got all my buyer presentation, seller presentation, everything in there. I do trainings on Friday.
Oh yeah.
Our 1,500 agents. And so I'd be happy to give you those, because I know there's a lot of nuggets. Here's the deal. Somebody asked me when I was at a conference recently, and they said, how long did it take you to do what you're doing? I said, 30 years. So this is a marathon. Okay. Everything that I'm telling, and it's like, wow, how do I go do this? One or two of these things that I shared with you today that says, I want to implement that. And you go implement that, you make that secondhand nature, and then you go implement something else, because you feel like when you go to C21 and go to all these events, it's like, wow, there's so much stuff. Just remember that you guys can run faster by yourself, but you can run longer when you have a team like Robert that's going to be helping you and being there every step of the way.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. No, absolutely. Lots of great nuggets there. Yeah, if you could send me that link, that would be fantastic. I will nerd out on all that information for an extended period of time and pull out a lot of stuff on there. And Teresa, thank you very much for communicating with me to get Eric on here. You've been tremendous on that. So
you just put my Google Drive right there. So you go to my link right there. You can Google all you want. But I put there's that's actually an invite to the Google Drive. But there's actually a link in there, like for the vendors. It's like 15 pages of every vendor alphabetized of where you want to be, like my accountant, my hairdresser. So it's all in there. So don't recreate it. Just go in that piece of paper and fill all the names into your besties of those people, and then you can go for it from there.
This has been fantastic. So, Eric, I don't know if you got a hard stop or not, but what we usually do at this point is go around the room and pick up what anyone learned from this particular event. So if you got a hard stop, we understand that. If you want to stick around and hear some of the feedback, you're more than welcome to do that as well.
I appreciate that, Robert, but I do have one offer to do. I got a 2:00 appointment, so I got to send out an offer, and then do a couple other things, I think. So before I got to leave, but I appreciate that though.
I greatly appreciate you. Thank you very much, man. This has been phenomenal. Absolutely. I got all kinds of notes here. So thank you.
You're welcome, guys. My pleasure. Go to C21. People always call me and say, hey, we want to come work for me. I go, no, 30 years. I bleed Century 21. It's an amazing company, and just it's amazing. So you guys are all good.
All right. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it, buddy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So, all right. So for the rest of us that are here, What'd you get out of that? What did you get from that interview with Eric? Just unmute yourself or put something in the chat
Not
box.
only MFO works, but other
Yeah,
systems work also.
yeah.
You know,
From
Armin, that's a great point, and that's one of the reasons, I wanted to bring him on here when I knew Neil wasn't going to be available today, and I was like, you know what, I'll do this. And he was the first guy that came to my mind because it was something different. I knew it was going to be something different. Not to say that, look, MFO is great, and it's obviously where I came from as well. But I knew he was different in that, and I wanted to show a different perspective.
Yeah, it's always
yeah,
open to have different point of views because I've listened to Tom, I've listened to Proctor, I've listened to all of them, and a lot of them have good stuff. I mean, for me, MFO, like you said, but there are other avenues to take.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. Sonny, go ahead.
no, I learned that we have different way of marketing right now. So, and
Yeah,
his way of marketing is very effective. Social media is way to go, I think.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Whatever you're going to do, commit to it. So you look at what he's talking about. He does videos for everything. And when he's doing his social media, he's doing the dances, he's doing the post, he's doing everything. It's not that he's just doing a video every so often. It's not that he's just kind of dabbling into this. He's full on in it. And that's one of the things about our business, and kind of going to what Armin had said. There's a lot of different ways for you to get business as long as you're committed to doing whatever that is. So yeah, no, it's phenomenal.
Yes, it was
Who,
fantastic.
who else? Who else got something out of this? What else did
Robert,
you?
I really like his energy, his enthusiasm is really outstanding. I really like it, and he's a person that it sounds like he's approachable, and that really teaches me a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree. You can tell he gets excited about this business. You can tell he gets excited about helping people. I mean, I called him. I called him on Monday, and I was like, dude, this is going to be a long shot. I don't know if there's any chance in hell that I'm going to get him to do this on Thursday. Hey, man, can you do it Thursday? I'm there. Okay. you know, I mean, you could just tell he gets excited about doing this stuff, and that is it. But that probably is what makes him approachable. Is he is excited. He does have that energy, that passion, that just, look on his face. He's smiling. That is probably what makes him approachable. I mean, you're probably not going to approach the person that's like, all right, here we go. Another day in paradise. All right. It's like, I'm not going to approach that person. So no, I think it's a great point. Very approachable. All right, what else? What else did you get out of this?
Well, aside from my question about vendors, it was a reminder that, yeah, we need to ask for referrals from our vendors because we give them money. And in turn, they have to give us money, clients as well.
Yeah. No, it was a great question that you asked, Agnes, and I mean, he went into it, and he really broke down asking for the vendors. But here's the thing is, as he said, is, they get what I hope everyone got on the vendor thing there is two things. One, as Agnes just said, ask for the business, but two, what he said was, they work with 20 plus other real estate agents. So they're probably not going to give you a deal right away. But if you keep asking and keep them on your email list, eventually they're going to throw you something, because most other agents won't do that. So that vendor list, make sure you have the right expectation. If you go to your home inspector and say, hey, I need a deal, don't be upset if they don't give you one right away, but be the one that's constantly in front of them. Have them in your CRM. Put them in your CRM. Make sure they're getting those monthly or weekly emails, whatever you send out to your database. So they're getting that stuff as well. Yeah, and Teresa, he never says no. He can always make time, takes on the challenges with a can-do attitude. Yeah, obviously. I mean, 30 years in the business, and the guy's dancing on tables. I mean, that's a guy that takes on challenges with a can-do attitude. Okay, because I'm 20 years in the business and I'm not dancing on tables. Okay. I'm as energetic as you get, but probably not dancing on any tables. And here he is. He's doing that. But he's having fun with it, and he understands. One of the great things about Teresa takes a bit of convincing. One of the great things about him is he's he's proof that you just have to adapt to the times sometimes. You know what I mean? He mentioned when he started, there was no internet. There what people you did floor time, people coming into the office. It was different. Now everything he does is video. I mean, everything he does is video. And then when he's doing buyer consultations, he's meeting them on Zoom. He's involved with, hey, look, I understand. Remember, I want you to remember something because I wrote this down when he was talking. When Mike Meadler and I did that talk about a month ago in Michigan, one of the points that he made was in the next 18 months, remember, you have the two biggest home buying generations in history entering the real estate market, Gen Z and millennials. Two biggest home buying generations in history entering the marketplace. Well, those people watch those TikTok videos. They watch those Facebook. They watch Instagram. They do those things. So you got a guy like Eric who's adapted to the times and saying, hey, I got the two biggest home buying generations in history entering the marketplace. I got to feed into those people, because I want to stay relevant. I want to stay with a top person in California for Century 21. So he's adapted to that. He's always going to have his past clients who love him, but for the younger generation, he's got to be on that. He's got to do that other stuff. It's great. Sonny put, you got to be creative with your ads. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. What else? What else did we get out of this? I mean, I wrote down so many things. Here's something I never knew. I didn't know this. When you're asking for a review, make sure they put your name, the city you help them in, and how you help them, and then respond using the city name again, because then Google picks up the city name twice. So, like when he was saying Auburn, because that's where he's at, now Eric Hatch is associated with real estate in Auburn twice on just that one review, which now means the chances when somebody puts Auburn real estate just gives him a better chance. I never heard that before. That was a really cool nugget that he just mentioned there. And the videos, golly, man. I mean, sending a video to a listing presentation and just saying, hey, make sure you watch my video. And it's got him introducing himself, a marketing video, and then a separate video. I hope everyone got this one because maybe I'm just nuts, but I thought this was fantastic. A video of of clients saying this is why you should choose Eric Hatch. I mean, imagine getting your clients, and if you don't have enough clients, remember what he said the very first thing of the reviews, because his daughter doesn't have a bunch of, never done a deal, but she's got reviews. It's character reviews. So even if you don't have a bunch of past clients that can say, this is why you should choose them because they helped me for this, character reviews. Get a video of that. Imagine sending that when you're going on a listing presentation, a video of that. That is fantastic. And then you can customize it because, like he said, when he helped an expired sell their house, you get a video of that expired on the difference between the previous agent and Eric, and then you send that expired video to the other expired listings. Man, God, I feel like a fanboy right now. This is great. It's so excited. It's just, it's different stuff. The videos, man. Got to do more videos. Uh, Very cool. Very cool. I wrote this down as I wrote a bunch of stuff down. I could do this all day. Anyone else have anything that they want to say? And then I'll do my last couple ones. What else, anyone else got anything they picked up out of this?
Robert.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I picked up was also, it was a reminder that Sundays, if you can afford it as a realtor, relegate it to family. And it was a breath of fresh air, or a very, very fresh reminder that you have to have a balance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh,
I
that's
love
great.
it. Yeah.
So, couple other things that I wrote down here that I just thought were really good is, so at Century 21, we have Golden Ruler, right? And if you don't know what Golden Ruler is, we've done classes on this, but if you go to 21 online and you go to Golden Ruler, every listing, it shows how many views your property's gotten online. And some of these views can be like a couple thousand views. I mean, it's a great report to send your seller. But he also sends them links to the social media post about the property so they can see that he's posting on social media, and sends them a report on how many views the property's gotten on social media. So imagine I'm a seller and first of all, I get a Golden Ruler report that shows my video's gotten 700 views online. And then I get the social media report that shows on social media it's been viewed 1,000 times. It's like, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we've got, between online and social media, we've got 1,700 views on your property. Like, the marketing is there. What seller wouldn't be excited about that type of communication, that type of reports? And then you could take that. He didn't mention this, but I know he does it. Take those stats to your next listing appointment. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here's one of the reasons you want me to work with me. Here's a report of my last listing. And here's the Golden Ruler report that shows we got 2,000 views online. And then here's my social media report that shows my last listing through our social media post that got 1,500 views online. So we had 3,500 views through our marketing on my last listing. Would you like me to do the same thing for your listing? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Man, that's cool stuff. Then the other thing I wrote down here, what a great question. What are one or two things you would want in your home that you don't have now? Yeah, he said, ask that question on social media. What are one or two things you would want in your home that you don't want now? Well, then if somebody says, oh, I would love to have a pool. Aha. Really? Really? Well, then we should talk about selling your house and go finding you a home with a pool. That's a great question. Good stuff. I love it. All right. Anything else?
Robert,
Yeah.
just to clarify, when he said to connect with vendors, it's not lenders, it's just pure vendors.
Everyone, your lenders, home warranty, escrow, title, home inspectors, appraisers, any of those types of vendors, anyone that does contractors, roofers, plumbers, anyone that you would essentially use for someone to help with a house, electrician, gardeners. These are all vendors that if somebody came to you and said, hey, I need some help with my house for this, it's like, yeah, here's one of my vendors that does the gardening for homes in the area. So any of those types of people, they should be in your CRM, and they should be getting your emails that go out, and then you should be connecting with them every few months and asking them if they know anyone that you can help out. Because they know these things. Or they might know people, because they're people just like everyone else. They have friends, they have family who buy and sell real estate. So yeah, anybody.
Hey,
Noted.
Robert
Yep.
James, you said
Yeah.
that if you want to say touch not a next one, it's a seller. Say, hey, we have a data show we last sold how many people to look, have your data there. So where can I find that?
So Century 21 has Golden Ruler. So if you go to 21 online and go to Golden Ruler,
Okay.
there's that one that shows
Okay.
how many reviews are not reviews.
Okay,
How
so we
many
go
things?
to Century 21, that's the website, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Golden
And
Rule.
then the social media one, I don't know. I know that there's reports that show that. I didn't get that from him as far as how he gets that report, but I know there's
Yes,
ways to get
I
that
remember
report.
that I was member that I forget that what social media. Yes, yes, it has to show that how many that's a property we have clients look, buyers look that one. That's a very good one. That's a very good. As true, we can get the next properties. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
golden ruler. Okay, gotcha. Thank
Golden
you.
Rule is the one for Century 21.
All right.
Robert, this one is a good option too if we don't have the reports. If I'm not in, if we are not in C21, because this one shows the views and everything as well.
List Hub?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Angel, what he said about reviews is he said when you're having somebody leave you a Google review, make sure they put the agent's name, your name, the city that you help them, and how you help them. And because let's say they put, Eric Hatch, help me sell my house in Auburn, blah, 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 blah. He'll then reply to that. Thank you, so and so. I was happy to sell your house in Auburn, blah, whatever the case may be. But now his name has been associated with Auburn, the city of Auburn, twice regarding real estate on that one review. So therefore, if somebody is going online, Google, and they're searching for an Auburn real estate agent, he's more likely to pop up because in his reviews, the client mentioned the city Auburn and he replied with the city Auburn. So he's being more associated with the city of Auburn. So I had never heard anyone say that before. And then he said, how you help them because, the example he used was a probate. My dad passed away. He helped get the home sold. So now, again, two things. One, if I'm looking for a real estate agent and I find him and I see that he did help somebody with a probate, and I'm going through the same situation, I'm like, okay, well, wow, he obviously helped this person. They gave him a 5-star review. Maybe I should call him. But the same thing, Google recognizes that. So if somebody's Googling probate real estate agent in Auburn, they're going to look at his reviews and it's going to be like, well, somebody mentioned probate or death, a number of times in his reviews. So he's probably going to be higher on that list when they search for that. So it's so much different than and again, I'm guilty of this. I didn't know this. You just leave a review and it's just like, instead of Robert Hertel, they just say, Robert was great. He helped us sell our house. He was phenomenal. Thank you. And it's like, okay, great. They just used Robert. They didn't use Robert Hertel. They didn't say that I helped them sell their house in a specific city or what the scenario was. So while it's a great review, I didn't maximize that review. Okay, so that's what he was saying is make sure they say they have your name in there, the city you helped them, and how you helped them. Good stuff. Cool things. All right, anything else anybody wants to mention? All right, so I hope one of the things you got out of this is how powerful video can be. So for the love of God, please start using video. And I want you to know, I actually was kind of relating to this because I started using video. Some of you have gotten some of these videos. When you get a pending, you put a deal into escrow. I do this once a week. I haven't done it for this week yet. Is I'll send out a video saying, hey, congratulations on your escrow, so and so forth. Right. So I've started to use video a little bit more in our business as well. Man, y'all got to get on that video stuff. That is really, really phenomenal. And don't worry about going out and getting the expensive stuff yet. You got a phone. Okay. The phone's probably going to work. Now, if you want to go big and you want to get a camera and the green screen, all that, that's fine. But just get your phone, do some videos, work on that stuff. I mean, it just makes his life a lot easier doing those things. People like that stuff. It was great. Very cool. All right. Well, I don't know if Teresa's still on here, but Teresa, thank you, 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 thank you. If you are still on here, she's been phenomenal helping us get this set up. But his assistant has access to his email. It's great. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning into this. This was a good one. And make sure, if you have any referrals up in that area, send it over his way. He's obviously a big time dude. And that's the deal. 3:30 today. I got a class, outside the box ideas to generate some business. So we'll do that at 3:30. Other than that,